Hello students, the following is a video of a visit I took to Walt Disney World in November 2021 after the 50th anniversary, so during the celebration, and also after the introduction of things like Genie and Genie Plus, and during the Christmas celebration or holiday celebration at Walt Disney World. So what you'll see is smaller clips of walking through various parts of Hollywood Studios, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, and trying to share some of the tidbits that we've talked about in class, some of the things that maybe we've discussed with or Brian Collins has shared with us. And so I really had a great time. I always have a great time going, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Here's Toy Story Land entrance from Galaxy's Edge. So when you're walking from Galaxy's Edge, you walk past a talking Buzz on this side, and from the other side, you walk in next to a talking Woody doll. This is Toy Story Land for everybody. That roller coaster up there, Slinky Dog Dash, which we talked about. Here is Aliens Saucers, and we are about to go to Toy Story Mania. This is Woody's or Andy's lunchbox. It's the lunch area, and I don't think I showed earlier, but this is what the inside of Toy Story Mania looks like. You can see it's very detailed with Uno cards and a big toy room.
Make your hot potato. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato. You're gonna score. 7 potato, 8 potato, 9 potato, 10. Be a hot potato.
So this is Toy Story Mania. This whole thing is designed like Andy bought a Toy Story Mania ride for his toys and put it together. And that's Slinky Dog story also, that he bought the Slinky Dog set and put it together for his toys to play in his backyard. So here are the ride cars in Toy Story Mania. So each one of these spins around and you have a blaster on it. They're like a little game shooter that you play your game with. Okay, so here is entering Toy Story Land from the other direction. So as you can see, there's a talking Woody, and the story of Toy Story Land is we are entering Andy's backyard, and you are the size of one of his toys. And so, as I said previously, he bought a roller coaster set.
Partners, just like I always tell my pal Buzz, you've got a friend in me.
He bought a roller coaster set, made a roller coaster for his toys. Toy Story Mania is over there. That is a arcade type shooting game that he made for his toys. And if you look down at the floor, at the ground, you can see it's his backyard because of his footprints. This is one of the neatest themed lands here.
Oh, I wish Slinky Dog would slow down. He's making me dizzy.
You gonna wave at Pluto?
Studios, the original Tinseltown, by the way. How you guys doing? Hey! Oh my goodness, so good to see everyone. Hey, make sure you tell Elsa I say thank you.
So this is Galaxy's Edge. This is the planet of Batu. And there's a stormtrooper. All right, for any Star Wars fans, that's Ronto Roasters. And coming up, I don't know if you could see that. For anybody who grew up a Star Wars fan, this is the big reveal. And obviously it's a very crowded part of Galaxy's Edge. But here is the Millennium Falcon. That is the first full-size Millennium Falcon built here and in Anaheim at Disneyland. This is also the place where Millennium Falcon's Smuggler's Run is. Stormtroopers in front of Kylo Ren's ship.
You will all exit immediately and prepare yourselves for interrogation. Get off the ship. Now.
So this is the docking bay. For everybody who watched or listened to the interview with Ray Eady, over there is the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. It is not open right now. It's opening next month, I believe. Here is the new Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. This is the ride that replaced the Great Movie Ride. And it's really, really cool. It's a really, really fun ride.
Doc Hudson, that's why I started this racing academy, so I could pay that forward to all of you.
Buddy?
Yes, Mater?
Doc wasn't the only one that taught you a thing or three.
That's right. He taught me how to drive backwards, how to tip tractors, how to be a great friend.
Yeah, and then you went on to win a heap of piston cups.
Now, winning is great and all, but Doc taught me at the end of the day, without your friends, it's just an empty cup.
So this is Walt Disney Presents. This is a walkthrough attraction. Story of his life, and we are walking through rather quickly, I know, but here is Marceline, Missouri, where he was from, and this is a model of Main Street, USA. There's Walt and Roy. Here is a replica of an early animation table. Here's Walt's desk.
This is the plan for a
What is
super
this?
cartoon camp. We call it
Granny's Cabin, a movie. This is a really neat attraction if you have time to spend time in it. Here's the old prototype from Dancing Man. Here's True Life Adventures, if you remember True Life Adventures. That's where Adventureland came from, and the Jungle Cruise, and then later he did for Animal Kingdom and Kilimanjaro Safaris. Here's Sleeping Beauty Castle. And here is the Jungle Cruise in Adventureland. It's just a lot of stuff in here. Paradise Pier and Castle, a model of Cinderella's Castle. And then you can always watch a preview of what is coming up next. Right now it's Eternals in their theater. There's Tower of Terror and there's Spaceship Earth for any Epcot fans. Any cruise liner fans? Here is the Disney Wish. Okay, the video is kind of dark, but this is walking through the Great Britain Pavilion at the World Showcase. You can see this is Food and Wine Festival, so it's a little busy. Across the way, you see the Mayan Temple. That's the Mexico Pavilion. A little bit over from it is the Norway Pavilion, where the new-ish Frozen ride is. And so since it's food and wine, they have all of these booths. You can see one here from Ireland, and a lot of countries that aren't represented in the World Showcase will have a booth for Food and Wine Festival. We are coming up on the Canada Pavilion, which is a really, really fun pavilion to walk around. And I'll just span quickly and you can see over on the World Showcase. And then, so here is the Canada Pavilion. And a lot of the architecture of different regions of Canada. It's a very pretty area to walk back by there. So, holiday time at the Walt Disney World parks. It's the big tree going into International Gateway. And there is the new way that Spaceship Earth is lit up. So very, very cool. Very neat looking.
And now for one of my favorite characters and the ride and pavilion that he comes from, as we've talked about in class, Figment and Journey into Imagination with Figment.
Thoughts can start appearing, and each of us imagines different things. From just the sound, your mind has wings. Hey, everybody!
Figment, what is going on? You're turning this entire open house upside down.
Upside down? Now you're talking! That's the best idea you've had all day! With just a spark of inspiration, I made my house an innovation. Imagination really comes around. It's down side up and upside down. Now here's a real open house. Come on in. So terrific. Doc is exactly what I imagined. Imagination is the brain's open house.
Imagination is the Come on, it's time to get back to the institute.
I know a shortcut.
Well, if you can't read them, join them. We all have sparks.
Imagination. That's how our minds create creations.
We set them free and know what they can do.
Oh, magic sparks from me and you. You see, Doc, I knew you'd get it, because you've got a wonderful imagination.
I do? Oh, yes. Thank you, Figment. So, as you can plainly see, imagination works the best when it's set free.
You said it, Doc. Imagination is a blast.
Whoa. Get that spot.
Our inspiration is at the heart
For all you Frozen fans, there's Olaf. Here is Rocket Raccoon and Baby Groot. Here is Miguel and Dante. So, Marvel fans, we're in the Norway Pavilion. And I told you Disney cannot use many of the Marvel characters east of the Mississippi. This is where I told you you could see Thor, Loki, and Odin. So, there you go. There's your Marvel character. So, I know the aversion sometimes to Frozen for the class, but this is the Frozen Ever After line. This is the queue area, walking through Arendelle. So again, the Frozen Ever After queue is a really, really neat queue, a really, really neat attraction. It's one we watched in class. And as I said, this was the old Maelstrom ride. They used the same track for it. They just rethemed everything. This is the Mexico Pavilion. And since the movie Coco was released, they have rethemed the front part to pay homage to that. Here is the inside of the Mexico Pavilion, one of the neatest pavilions. Inside there's a restaurant in here, there's a market, and then back there, where you see the Mayan temple, is the Grand Fiesta boat tour. So, I'll show you the first part of the Grand Fiesta tour, because this is a really, really cool part. So there's the Mayan temple that you saw at the beginning of the video. And there is the restaurant in the pavilion. And this is kind of homage or reminiscent, designed after the original Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland, or it's similar to it because there's actually a restaurant at that attraction that you ride by. So it's a very, very pretty attraction. And if you can see the ceiling, everything kind of looks like it's night all the time, regardless of what time of day it is. We're about to go in and be taken on a tour of the country of Mexico by Donald and his friends. So after looking for Donald all over, his friend finally found him, and they are ready for their concert. Here's Mexico City.
With Pop-D amigos, no matter where he goes, the 1, 2, and 3 goes, we're always together. Oh, we have the stars to guide us.
For everybody, this is the Ratatouille ride, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Inside the queue, you see the detail in here. This is a trackless ride. We talked about trackless rides. The rooftop, you are the size of a rat. And that's what this adventure is. This is the Magic Kingdom. You can see it's made up for the 50th anniversary, most magical celebration. And we are about to walk into Town Square and have the big reveal. All right, so as I said at the beginning, it said Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom. And remember, this is like a movie theater, so you're walking in and seeing all of the attractions showing in the movie theater. When we make this turn, And there is what people want. So it is. It's made up for the 50th celebration. So they have painted it, put some gold bunting on it for accents. And then remember what we talked about in class. Each one of these windows, or most of these windows, I should say, have some kind of credit on them for people who have helped with the building of Walt Disney World or have been influential with the company. Here are the Dapper Dans picture at Disneyland and Walt Disney World on Main Street. So we're in the hub and you can see the partner statue with Walt and Mickey. Try to zoom in a little bit. I can maneuver around people. There you go. And up, you can see the line that Tinkerbell. All right, so this is Liberty Square. There's the Hall of Presidents where all of the presidents are represented. And everybody knows from class what this color of the sidewalk represents. So that's that. We're walking in it, and I guess we're getting out of it now.
I say it in control.
So a little bit of on-ride video of Splash Mountain, because you all selected it as the best or favorite for this semester. So we'll see one car coming down in just a minute.
Right here.
Yep.
Oh no, it goes underneath.
Under the block.
So this is inside, and you can see the detail, and you can also see the top of the building. So this is a very big show building. Kind of span around.
There's magic everywhere! It's time to celebrate!
So here's the Tangled area that Brian Collins and I were telling everybody about. This used to be the kind of Sky Bucket Station in Fantasyland, and when it closed down, they turned it into the village from Tangled. So for everybody's enjoyment, this is leaving the castle or going through the castle. There's the Cinderella. Walking through the castle, and you can see Main Street. Remember what Brian Collins told us about the murals on the wall. And we're going out of the castle, walking onto Main Street now, in the hub and then Main Street. Can't tell by the music and the umbrellas, ponchos. It is raining, so this is how they get the characters around. There's Belle and Jasmine and Snow White. On the bottom, like Tiana, Mulan. So here's the statue of Roy Disney, Walt's brother, along with Minnie. And this is on a bench outside City Hall in Town Square. As we talked about, he was the one responsible for finishing, designing and building Walt Disney World, and also for making sure it was called Walt Disney World, so people knew it was his brother's idea.